Well, it's been half a year since some of the local students have been in a classroom, and that has worried many children that they've gotten some of what they learned from school. They have forgotten, I should say. Well, tonight, WPXI, Pittsburgh Gets Real, Channel 11's Aaron Martin spoke with parents about the impact this digital divide has on learning loss.
Learning loss is a concern for parents and educators just when students are away from the classroom for the summer, and the coronavirus pandemic has only amplified those concerns. Now it's something experts tell Channel 11 could have long-term consequences. At least for the next 8 weeks, this is first grade for Ariella Davis, complete with a long list of classroom rules. She still sees her teachers and classmates, but only through the iPad she got from Pittsburgh Public Schools. Her mother calls it a work in progress.
She gets frustrated real easy. So if it's going too slow for her, she'll be like, "Can I just watch TV?" No, you cannot watch TV. But when she's engaged, she's engaged.
The coronavirus pandemic shut down schools statewide in March, meaning it's now been 6 months since Ariella sat in her classroom at Grandview Elementary School. Pittsburgh Public Schools and dozens of other districts in western Pennsylvania are doing virtual education for at least the first 9 weeks of the school year. While forcing families to create their own classrooms and in some cases find childcare, it's also expected to have a long-term impact on how students learn. Is that your greatest concern at this point as a parent?
Very much so, very much so.
Studies show being away from the classroom can lead to learning loss, even when virtual instruction is involved. An analysis from the consulting group McKinsey & Company examined several different scenarios, including all virtual learning for the fall semester. The study found students could lose 3 to 4 months of learning if they receive average remote instruction, 7 to 11 months with lower quality remote instruction, and 12 to 14 months if they don't receive any instruction at all.
Children in general across the board, K through 12, are probably going to be behind of where past generations have been. I think we need to rethink our expectations for those grade levels.
Rayanne Hirsch is Carlow University's program director for early childhood education. She says not having in-person instruction will have a major impact on how students develop, particularly with younger kids.
I think we're going to see a real impact on symbolic thinking and reading and writing, not only because of the loss of instruction that students have had, but because those connections aren't there, the appropriate interactions aren't there.
But it doesn't impact students equally. Studies show learning loss has a greater impact on lower income and minority communities. That's a concern for parents like Jasmine Polino, whose daughter is beginning 6th grade at Propel Montour School virtually.
I think it's going to be something that we will not see just how low on the totem pole they are, like how slow things have become with their learning until the next standardized testing.
Hirsch says that divide is most stark when it comes to technology, like access to the internet.
If we don't really rethink some of the approaches that we have right now, I think that divide is going to get so much larger.
Tawana Davis is already seeing signs of learning loss in her daughter.
Just from watching her today, her penmanship when she's writing her numbers, it's totally different from last year. Last year was like write a 6, she's on it. It's real fast. Write the 5, write the 4, she's on it.
Tawana plans to do all she can to keep Ariella from falling behind.
After school is over with them, it still goes on with me. So we have after-school program once we're done with the teacher.
Now, Hirsch says this does provide a unique opportunity to rethink how we do education in this country. The problem is it could take years to implement, leaving behind the students that are now most impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. Reporting tonight outside of Grandview Elementary School in Pittsburgh, Aaron Martin, Channel 11.